What's going on, guys? It's your boy Mr. SE, aka Steven, back in with a Pokemon Go update video. Today I'm going to talk to you guys about the new Team Rocket team leaders, like not new leaders, but the new teams they've got. They've changed it as of November 2021. So we're going to go over that real quick, update you guys on what the current teams are, and Giovanni is also back with Shadow Lugia, so let's just dive into it. We've got Cliff, who's got Grimer as his lead. We have seen Grimer before. He's back now. Shiny. Obviously, these are all shiny available as well now. So definitely make note of that. So Cliff starts out with Grimer. His second Pokemon can be one of the following three: Venusaur, Crobat, or Machamp. That's actually pretty easy. Like, Cliff is definitely going to be the most easy boss. If I look at this real quick, it's definitely going to be the easiest one. Why? Grimer is a poison type, Venusaur is partially poison, Crobat is partially poison, and Machamp is fighting. All of those four Pokemon are weak to Psychic, so if you got a Cliff, you better lead a Psychic type, and you will be at least good for the very first two Pokemon. Then his final Pokemon, his third, his ace, can be one of the following three. Can be either Arcanine, Charizard, or Tyranitar. Like, Arcanine and Charizard, you're going to want a Rock type. For T-Tart, not so much. You're probably going to want a fighting type. So if you've got a Cliff, you're very well off starting with a Psychic type. If preferably like a Mewtwo with Psy-Start, you're just going to tear into them. You're probably not even going to get to a Psy-Strike on the Grimer. You're just going to wreck him. If you don't have a Mewtwo, guys, just use another Psychic type. Use a Psychic type. Definitely against Cliff. We're talking about Cliff here. So you should be fine with a Psychic type. And then potentially a Rock type in the second slot if he has Arcanine or Charizard. And if you can't really get rid of the Crobat, for example, with a Psychic type, you've got a Rock type that covers Crobat as well. And then you want, in the third slot, you want a Fighting type. Like, the Fighting type is specifically just going to be for the T-Tart. And if you just want to scout the team first, scouting is always very nice. You can just go in, have a look what the team is, go back out, or just lose the game, and then just re-enter with the proper counters. But that's Cliff. Pretty easy. Cliff is definitely going to be the easiest one. Then we've got Sierra, who's got my favorite Pokemon, or one of my favorite Pokemons. Sierra now has Shadow Nidoran Female as a lead, and that is, of course, shiny potential, Shadow Nidoqueen. I'm actually more of a guy that loves the regular Nidoqueen colors than the shiny ones, but regardless, shiny Nidoqueen, Shadow Shiny Nidoqueen is available. So maybe we can snag that. So Sierra is going to lead with that Shadow Nidoran Female. Second Pokemon can be one of the following three, and this is where it gets a little bit more tricky. She's got Beedrill, Vileplume, and Slowbro. So we've got two partially poison types again. So you might be thinking a Psychic lead, again, is pretty solid. If you have a Psychic Pokemon in and he has the Slowbro, that's going to be a little bit more tricky. And then the third slot is going to be one of the following three: Houndoom, Marowak, or Nidoqueen. So those Pokemon are all weak to water. So you're going to pack a water type in the back against Sierra. You're probably going to lead a Psychic type again. Psychic type is going to get you pretty decent. If you've got Beedrill, it could be a little bit tricky. I'm not sure how hard that Beedrill will hit into your Psychic type, but definitely bring a Psychic type against Sierra as well as your lead. Have a potential, like, what are we looking at? If he has a Beedrill, why do I keep saying he? If she has a Beedrill, you're probably going to want something else. Against Beedrill, I would say potentially bring a Rock type again, or a Fire type. But then again, if he or she has a Slowbro, you're not going to do anything with that Fire type. So again, information is key. If you want to scout before you go in for the final try, you can do that. I would recommend a Psychic type lead, preferably like a Mewtwo. Then you could also do something very funny or very cute. Have a Shadow Ball Mewtwo in, wreck the Nidoran with your quick move, and then go in with Shadow Balls against the Slowbro. If she has the Slowbro, you have the Shadow Ball available. And then a Water type in the back. For sure, you can pick a Psychic type and then potentially a Fire type that covers both Beedrill and Vileplume, and if it is a slow bro, you're kind of in trouble. So I wouldn't recommend bringing the fire type just specifically for those middle stage Pokemon, because you're not going to do anything with a fire type against the final Pokemon either. So I did a Sierra earlier today. I let Scizor, that was still my Sierra team. I let Scizor, and I kind of got the job done with Nidoran, because Nidoran is a poison type, didn't really do anything to Scizor. Then she had the Slowbro, which is weak to Bug. It took a while for me to get the Slowbro down. Eventually, I lost out, I think, with Scizor against the Slowbro, but he was like pretty much down and out, and we burned out the shields. And then she had Houndoom. Like, Houndoom and Slowbro is a very good core. Like, Psychic Water and then Dark Fire is a very difficult core to deal with one Pokemon. That's going to be impossible. So be prepared. Definitely bring that water type in the third slot for the last Pokemon. And then we move into Arlo. Arlo has the Shadow Gligar as the lead. And then the second Pokemon is the following three. He's got Mawile, Cradily, and Lapras. Like, these are three very different Pokemon. There isn't any common weakness throughout these. They all cover each other's weaknesses pretty well. Like, you could say Mawile is a Steel type, weak to Ground. Cradily is Rock type, but then Cradily is also partially Grass type, so Ground gets scrapped. Fire type would be decent, but then Cradily is also a Rock type, and Lapras is a Water type, so you're not good with a Fire type either. So that is a very difficult team. You can't just YOLO Arlo. It's going to be quite difficult. I would probably recommend the Fighting type, but then again, Mawile is also partial Fairy type, so that's not ideal. But Arlo is definitely going to be the trickiest one out of the three, so you're probably going to have to scout. You're not going to go in with a team and just boss Arlo, I think. So first up is the Shadow Gligar. Preferably you want like a Mamoswine or something with those ice moves. You're going to hit that thing so hard. You're probably going to have to scout for the second and third Pokemon, though. Like, there isn't anything that you can just wing it and go with that Pokemon and you'll be fine. I think Arlo will definitely not be able to be done like that. The third Pokemon is Scizor, Gardevoir, and Snorlax. So again, very tricky, like very, very tricky. You could potentially get away with like a good lead against the Gligar with a Mamoswine, and then a fighting type for like Cradily and Scizor and Snorlax. If you can get that matchup, you will probably be fine with one fighting type. One good fighting type will probably do the job there. But otherwise, like other team compositions, if you have a fighting type for the Cradily, then the Gardevoir could potentially come in and wreck you. So again, information is key. Arlo is going to be the most difficult one. That's the one to remember. And then Giovanni is also back in the game. He's, of course, got his lead with the Persian. The Persian is always a staple. Then the second Pokemon can be one of the following three: Rhyperior, Kingler, or Nidoking. Again, don't really have overlapping weaknesses too much. You could go in with a fighting type for the Persian, and then the Rhyperior probably also get away with it against the Kingler. And then at the final slot, you're probably going to want a dark type for the Lugia, or a rock type. But then again, a rock type isn't going to do you any favors against Rhyperior, Kingler, or Nidoking. So I wouldn't recommend using a rock type against Giovanni. Maybe you can get away with an electric type if he has Kingler in the middle slot and Lugia in the last slot. But Giovanni, I don't think Giovanni will be that difficult. Like, the Persian is always difficult. It hits pretty hard. I'm always going in against Giovanni with Lucario. Power Up Punch, get those shields down ASAP. Hopefully have my Lucario take down the Persian, and then have a look what the second Pokemon is, and then go from there. Have a good counter for the second Pokemon, and then also the third slot goes into the Lugia counter, which is probably for me going to be Darkrai if I am looking at this, or Giratina maybe. Maybe you can get away with Giratina. Giratina is also going to resist poison moves and water moves from both Kingler and Nidoking, so Giratina might be a fair shot. So let me know in the comments down below if you have any trouble with the teams that are in the game right now, and I will catch you on the next one. Bye-bye, guys.